everyone, and welcome to Season 3, Episode 17 of Pro Wrestling's Top 50. I'm your host, Travis McNeil, and today we continue our countdown of the top 50 matches in ECW history with match number 34 on our list, which is the match for the ECW World Television Championship between the champion Rob Van Dam and the challenger Balls Mahoney from the Anarchy Rulz 1999 event held on September the 19th, 1999. So I've talked previously about the Anarchy Rulz pay-per-view. This was the first ECW pay-per-view of the TNN era. I did not order it on pay-per-view, but thankfully they actually split the pay-per-view up into a couple episodes of ECW on TNN. They showed a lot of the key matches from that show. Maybe a little frustrating if you shelled out the money to order it on pay-per-view, that it was essentially be given away on free TV for the most part. But it was what it was. For me, as someone that didn't order the pay-per-view, it was great. This was one of the early ECW commercial VHS releases that Pioneer did that I was able to get, and I watched this tape over and over and over again. So I'm very familiar with all of the matches on that show, and that includes this match, which was an impromptu main event. So you might have remembered me mentioning the other day in the Van Dam and Jerry Lynn video that I did, that Rob Van Dam was scheduled to defend the World Television Championship against Johnny Smith, who was a British wrestler that competed in All Japan Pro Wrestling, had made some, sporadic appearances in ECW before. So they were basically presenting that as that this was going to be like a work rate match, right, with two, really good performers. For whatever reason, I don't know if it was injury or, what the story was, but on Anarchy Rulz, Johnny Smith comes out to, challenge for the title. He's essentially beaten down by Axel Rotten and Spike Dudley, and Axel Rotten says that Balls Mahoney's in the back, and he wants a crack at the television title. Rob Van Dam comes out, accepts the challenge, and we get our main event. Now, these two had actually squared off in a television title match at the ECW Arena that got over very well a couple of months prior to this. And perhaps that had to do with the change in why Balls was inserted. But again, kind of a weird thing. Balls had been in a tag team with Spike Dudley. They'd been feuding with the Dudley Boys. They traded the tag team titles back and forth prior to Anarchy Rulz. So again, just kind of a weird, random, thrown together main event. That said, this match completely over-delivers. Van Dam and Balls Mahoney have incredible chemistry. And I'm not going to say that Balls Mahoney is Van Dam's best opponent because, we've got Jerry Lynn and we've got Sabu and, we've had other guys throughout the years, but he is up there. And the reason why is Van Dam takes great bumps and Balls has really good offense that he doesn't get to show a whole lot because of the type of wrestler that he was, in that kind of, brawling sort of character that he had. But with Van Dam, he would show he's actually pretty good on the mat, and he could do, big moves, and he kind of worked well as a heavyweight. And he also, took all of Van Dam's crazy stuff. So you put those, elements together, and you have something really special here. And these guys would have some great matches in the year 2000 as well. I think they did one on TNN that was rock solid, but they did one on Hardcore TV that was really, really good from the summer of 2000. And it doesn't make the list, but probably pretty close to hitting that top 50. And again, just a really fun hidden gem from an era where, Hardcore TV didn't get as much exposure as it did, prior to the TNN deal. So anyways, we get this match at Anarchy Rulz. And for the most part at the start, it's kind of a Balls Mahoney showcase, which again feels a little weird because, they're really trying to portray Van Dam as being a big star in the company at the time. So, Van Dam goes for a headlock and Balls just takes him out with basically a backdrop driver. And, Van Dam hits a backflip for, really no apparent reason, as he would tend to do a lot. And Balls takes him out with a big lariat. Van Dam, kind of gets a little flustered and thrown off his game. So he starts to go to the top and he hits, that flying side kick, that rider kick that he would do, and he hits a crossbody. So Balls takes him out to the floor and basically turns the match into a brawl, which is certainly more of his forte. Van Dam, he's able to make a little bit of a comeback by posting, Balls into the ring post. But, they go back in. Balls takes over once again. But it hits just this wild move where he basically hits a spinning heel kick but he does it like what I'll call like a cactus clothesline. So you remember how Mick Foley would do the clothesline and both guys would tumble over the top rope to the floor? Balls does that with a spin kick. And again, Balls Mahoney's a big 300-pound plus dude. So crazy, crazy spot that these two guys bust out. So he hits this wild spin kick. They go into the crowd. Van Dam manages to hit the Van Daminator in the crowd. Balls Mahoney blades off of that, so he's bleeding. And then this is where this match kind of, turns into a Rob Van Dam play the hit sort of match, right? So again, spotlighting Balls, he gets, some good shine on there, but really Rob Van Dam hits a lot of his big time stuff in this match, and it's great. If you've never seen Rob Van Dam and you've started to get into ECW and you watch this show, this match is a perfect showcase for him. So in 1998, Rob Van Dam had a famous, move in the match where he won the TV title initially from Bam Bam Bigelow, where he hit a somersault dive off the top rope, like 3, 4, 5 rows deep into the crowd. He just got crazy distance off of it. And that was a big kind of clip that ECW would show in a lot of video packages. And I remember, I didn't get to the internet until after ECW died, but, naturally I would look up ECW clips online through, different file sharing websites like Kazaa and LimeWire. And that was always a clip. Rob Van Dam dives into the 4th row, right? And it would be the clip of the Bam Bam Bigelow match. But he does that here too, and arguably even farther than he does in the Bam Bam match. So I feel like it's kind of forgotten about, in this match. But he just hits a crazy flip dive into the crowd. It's nuts. They come back in though, and again, we get the Balls offense that he doesn't hit, as much against other guys as he does against Van Dam. He shows he can fly too. He hits a huge guillotine leg drop off the top for 2. He's cutting Van Dam off at every opportunity he gets, counters him with a power slam and a sit-out spine buster and all this fun stuff. And then he even hits his own frog splash off the top, which I thought was great. He kind of does a little Rob Van Dam top before he does it. And again, it just highlights Balls as being more than just this kind of mindless hardcore brawler that he's sometimes portrayed as. Bill Alfonso, Bill Alfonso's a weird one, because I think if you watched ECW at the time, you can kind of be desensitized to him and all of the whistleblowing, which goes all match long. But if you've never watched ECW, I feel like it would be really, really annoying. And I guess that was kind of the point that Fonzie did that. But, what Bill Alfonso would do is he would kind of be like the chairman for Van Dam, right? So he'd always set up these elaborate, Van Daminators and everything like that. But there was a period where he would do all of this really weird stuff that I love. Where he'd like hang himself in a tree of woe to hold, the chair for Van Dam to drop kick it into somebody. And here he does a great one where he just like dives through the ropes and does a somersault, putting a chair on the mat for Van Dam, and then gets out of the ring. So Fonzie was great in this area, just doing wacky stuff. So he rolls the chair into the ring for Van Dam. Van Dam hits his backflip off the ropes into the basement drop kick, which was a signature spot of his. But again, Mahoney, he's part of the hardcore chair swinging freaks with Axl Rotten, so that dude knows how to use a chair, and they play into that as well, where, Van Dam would go for the chair-assisted monkey flip, and Balls turn that into a power bomb on the chair, and Van Dam would go for a Northern Lights suplex, and Balls would turn that into a tornado DDT on the chair. We get some more hot Balls near falls. He hits a pile driver. And again, viral internet clip before that was really a thing was, Rob Van Dam spiking himself on a Tommy Dreamer pile driver and launching himself up in the air. So again, this match is playing to the Van Dam hits, both with his offense and the bumps he takes. So Balls gives him up a pile driver. He does a great sell off of that. But it's only good to get 2. Balls Mahoney, like I said, the chair is kind of his deal. So he's got, Anarchy Rulz spray painted chair. He would always spray paint his chairs for whatever pay-per-view it was supposed to be. And he gets a huge chair shot on Van Dam with that for 2. But Bill Alfonso breaks up the fall. Alfonso basically tries to like Sabu a chair into Balls Mahoney's head, just tosses it at his head. Balls no-sells it, which again, this dude, it's been established that he's a hardcore guy. He can take chair shots, and Fonzie's Fonzie. He goes to take out Fonzie you with a big chair shot, but it allows Van Dam to fly off the top, hit that rider kick, that flying side kick into the chair, into balls, get back up top, hit a gorgeous 5-star frog splash, and that is enough for the 3. Rob Van Dam retains the ECW television title in the first pay-per-view of the TNN era, getting that spotlight on him. So again, random match, all things considered, but it's really great. It highlights Van Dam so well. It highlights Balls Mahoney as just being an underrated guy that I feel never really got a lot of the respect that he could have gotten if he was given an opportunity to have more matches like the ones he had with Van Dam and like the ones he had with Sato Tanaka. I love this match. I've seen it so many times. It still holds up. It is lots of fun. You can check it out, you know, of course, on the WWE Network if you still have access to that. Could be on Peacock. I don't know. You know, but ECW, if you look hard enough online, like I always mentioned, you can find that stuff fairly easily, this match included. If you want to make sure that you never miss one of my videos in the countdown here, you can subscribe to my channel here on YouTube. You can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Wrestling50, and you can please join me again tomorrow as we continue to count down Pro Wrestling's Top 50. Top 50.